Schedule 1. Disclaimer. Schedule 1 is an early access game and is still actively being developed. Anything shown, talked shit about, bitched about, whined about, or cried about is subject to potential change. Any clowning on the game is done purely for entertainment value. When you buy an early access game, you are paying to test a game and or support the company. Playing Schedule 1 makes you feel like you're Walter White's long-lost nephew out there slinging rocks and slaying ops. Schedule 1 is a rock game according to Google. If by rock they mean crack rock, then yes. If not, then we will refer to Steam and see that it is an action game, indie game, simulation game, strategy game, early access game, and it was developed by Tyler's Video Game Studios, which is basically a one-man operation. A man named Tyler, a man of culture, simple and to the point. The story is as follows. You are a drug dealer who is selling drugs to make a living. You lived on your Uncle Nelson's land in an RV, but then he got arrested and you left cause ain't no sense in two MFs going to jail. You then travel to a brave new world called Highland Point, looking to peddle some of that good, while occasionally having Uncle Nelson tell you what to do from the hoosgow. The game isn't really looking to tell a good story. What sells it is the gameplay, and the happy brainwaves you receive when you gradually upgrade your production capacity to allow for more and more cash to flow in. You can play Schedule 1 on controller or mouse and keyboard. Schedule 1 is only available on PC through Steam, however the developer has expressed a desire to get console ports going. And lastly, here's the menu settings. Unga bunga, shunga wunga. Graphics-wise, I mean, it's an indie game made by basically one dude, so what are we expecting here? It's not exactly a graphical masterpiece, however, there is a charm to the art style, and I think the game looks exactly as it should for what it is. Not to mention, I love the fact that they just brazenly slapped a humanoid schlong with a smiley face on the wall and then said, fuck it, send her. You'd never see this kind of class and character out of a studio like EA or Ubisoft in 2025. The music is also a vibe. I actually enjoyed having the game run in the background specifically for the music while I was editing this video. Just listen to it. For some reason though, the game has somewhat high system requirements with a 3060, 16 gigs of RAM and a 3.5 hexacore processor for recommended specs. I have no clue why, so berate and educate me in the comments because this game does not look like it should have this as a recommended system requirement. And now for the meat and potatoes of the game, the gameplay. It's a game about making and selling drugs. You're gonna be in the kitchen whipping up a stir-fry, as the wise scholar Quavo would say.
Like to ride a horse or...
Then, as you sell them, you accrue more and more cash to then upgrade your equipment in order to make making the drugs faster and more profitable until you become the biggest kingpin to ever walk the planet. For mechanics, you can sprint, you can jump, you can crouch, you can cycle your hotbar, you can slap around the local rabble, pick up and move objects, turn on your flashlight, and lastly, whip out your phone. The phone has a bunch of different functions to facilitate your illicit activities, such as texting to communicate with your clientele about said illicit activities. You know, you're already selling meth and coke, the least you could do is not text and drive. Customers will text you about buying, or you can get in contact with your distributor Albert, who will sell you the means to produce your product. There's contacts, which just list info about your customers, like what's their favorite effects from the drugs, their loyalty level, and addiction level. Here's the map. It's relatively big, and for some reason the waypoint for the main quest objective is a black dot, which is annoying and hard to see for the first couple times. Like, why not a gigantic light bulb to show where you have to go? Like here, literally, just do this. There's the dealer management tab, which lets you assign customers to dealers that you employ and show how much money they've made and how much drugs they have left. Dealers are just special NPCs you can give drugs to that will passively sell them for you, but they keep 20% of the profits. You can list your products for sale so people will text you about it, then sell it to them yourself. And lastly, you can have the various stores deliver supplies to your different properties. Speaking of properties, there's a bunch of different properties you can buy that give you more and more space. You start out with an RV, but someone blows that shit up, so you get a motel room. Work your way up and soon you'll be getting an apartment, then a house, then a barn, and so forth. You have to physically move all your belongings to the new place as well. It's literally like moving in real life. You make multiple trips between the properties and move everything you have. You can get cars too, which have additional storage capacity and kinda helps. The base one is kinda shit because the car is literally called the shit box. She's got a rugged charm though. Some cars have more storage space, some are faster, but the best one for early on by far is the Creeper Van, which is surprisingly agile and has 16 storage slots in it. There's also skateboards, which are ascendingly faster based on quality and price. The gold one is damn near as fast as a car. The manufacturing process for your goods is satisfying, which is important because early on, you'll be doing it a lot. You must first acquire the seed, then fill the planter with dirt, then you plant the seed, then you water the seed. You apply enhancers to it like PGR, which will make the plant plant yield more, you wait, and then you harvest the buds. Then you can mix the buds with fun things like donuts and mouthwash to make sophisticated and culturally rich strains of weed such as gorilla balls, or perhaps you'd enjoy some miracle smegma, or what about Tokyo balls, or maybe even some death shot. The more times you mix buds, the more attributes you get, and some strains are way more valuable than others, so experiment with it. Then, once you're done, package it all up at the packaging station, clean up your trash with your handy-dandy trash grabber because every packaged item you use leaves its package on the ground. Then you flush it down the toilet to give the fish some more microplastics. Then, once that bullshit is over with, get out there and start dealing. As you progress in the game, you start getting upgraded packaging stations and mixing stations that make the process faster. Like, look at this. It lets you drop weed out of a hopper into your containers that are on a rotating table thing, and it automatically closes or puts a lid on it, and then puts it away for you. Wow! You'll eventually graduate from grow tents to hanging racks with different kinds of lights above them that have different effects. You get automatic sprinklers and so forth. I can make a whole separate video on the evolution of the equipment and supplies you'll be working with, so I'll leave it at that. And weed ain't the only thing you'll be making either. Eventually, you'll get to the more fun stuff like meth, which is just a different production process entirely. Eventually, you can even start hiring employees that do certain parts of the process automatically for you for a small fee. Now that's efficiency. There's legitimate businesses that you can buy that allow you to launder money because the ATMs only allow you to deposit a certain amount of money each week, and there's certain vendors that only take card to buy upgrades and supplies, so it's important to be able to have more cash in your bank account. You can also buy weapons to defend yourself. So far, all I got is a pistol and a machete, and the only thing I can use it for at the moment is to go on a shooting spree. I haven't really had a legitimate reason to defend myself. As for the enemies, you have the fuzz. That's right, if you get too close to the police, they might decide to body search you, which isn't ideal if your entire inventory is filled with weed, meth, and cocaine. You can conceal illegal items by tapping spacebar when the little detector thingy goes over them, but it's kinda hard to do it perfect 8 times in a row if you're full. If the police discover the illicit substances, they will chase you, attempt to get close to you for a couple seconds, at which point they will arrest you. You get a fine, spend the night in jail, and lose all your legal items in your inventory. The police will also try to arrest you if you're out past 9 PM because apparently martial law has been enacted and there's a curfew, so run the hell away and then hide in a dark, damp crevice. It doesn't need to be damp, but it's preferred. If you don't get away fast enough or you start fighting back and possibly killing them, you'll become wanted dead or alive and they'll start shooting at you to make you dead, which will still meet the criteria of dead or alive. People will also call the police on you if they witness you performing less than gracious actions, but it's fine. She's just a Karen. Jaw her and dispose of the evidence. Multiplayer. Schedule 1 does have online co-op with up to 4 players in a session, so you and your friends can fulfill your dream of becoming El Chapo level drug kingpins together, or just commence violence the second you walk into the room and have a cage match. You cannot join random players' games, but you can invite your Steam friends to play with you with the little plus sign button thingy at the top. As for cosmetics, there isn't any microtransactions, but there is a character editor in the beginning of the game which you can use to make your character look wacky. You can also go to certain establishments throughout the game to edit your appearance for in-game cash, like the tattoo shop. As for cool, not cool, there's a few bugs. The pawn shop attendant will just randomly not be there, which is annoying because that's where you go to sell your old crap you don't use that just takes up space. So you gather all your junk, drive all the way the fuck across town, only to find this asshole isn't even there, and then you start sitting there questioning reality, like is he somewhere curling his ass hairs? I don't understand. The cars can have weird physics sometimes, where there'll be one randomly halfway in the ground, or if doors close on them, they'll have an aneurysm and end up on their side. I haven't encountered anything game-breaking yet though, so that's good for an early access game. To recap, Schedule 1 gives off cooking simulator vibes. Except for broccoli, chicken, and steaks, it's coke, weed, and meth, and you can go outside to interact with the environment as well as the people in it. You'll spend a lot of time manufacturing product and dealing until you start getting employees, and even then you'll still be spending some time manufacturing the better quality stuff. It's a bunch of different tasks over and over and over and over, and then randomly running from the police while watching the green money number get bigger and bigger and getting rewarded for your hard work by spending that money on better properties, upgraded production stations, and vehicles. It is simple, but effective. On our patented 0 to 1 scale, we give this game a 0.84 out of 1. The NPCs not being where they're supposed to be sometimes is annoying, but the game does what it's trying to do well, and watching my little green number get bigger and bigger makes my chimpish brain happy. If you enjoyed this no bullshit review of Schedule 1, please light up that sub button, pop that like button, and inject some comments into our veins. Thank you, good night, and don't do drugs, kids.